Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com. À École au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape École au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
Use. Now, what if in a situation where someone says something, but you don't totally agree 100%? Like a part of it is true, because sometimes you don't agree all the time and you don't disagree all the time. People might say something and that, yeah, it's sort of kind of true, or yeah, it has a glimpse of truth in it, but oh yeah, I agree with you to an extent, but I don't know, that you're feeling like it's not completely, but it's not totally wrong. What is it that you have to say? Well, I brought about 4 or 5 sentences that you can actually use when you're partially in agreement. When you're partially in agreement, what is it that you can use? The first one is, I agree with you to a point. I agree with you to a point. What is that point? I agree with you to a point, that, for example, the hard work leads to success. Some people say, well, not totally true. To a point, yes, some people actually are just born into success, are just born into wealth, are just born into riches. So did they work hard? No, but they just got it. So to an extent, or to a point, I agree with you to a point. So to a point, yeah, if you work hard, yeah, things will probably get better. You'll make it, in life and all. So to a point, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You're trying to explain something and you're trying to get it out. Well, yeah, I kind of understand that, that about what you're saying. Yeah, I kind of understand that, by 24, it's a good age to get married, but is that it? I mean, is that it? So I see what you mean. I get it. I'm trying to understand, but there is a but. There is a but. At 24, it's not just all about it. People still get married at a particular age or another age, and they still make it. So it's not about the age, So I see what you mean, So that is a partial agreement, and then you have that idea is okay, but the idea is okay. It's trying to say that maybe you have an okay idea, a simple idea, but is there more to it? Maybe if we dig our heads into, maybe we'll get better ideas. So it's like, yeah, that idea is okay. The idea of, top of my head, the idea of using probably the car, of using the car twice, it's okay. But what if we just use the bus? The idea of using the minivan, it's okay that, we can go and come back. But what if we just took a bus or a van, for example, or a bus, would that not be easier to just carry all along once, right, and making 2 trips? And so the idea is okay, but it means that, simply means that there's a room for amelioration. There is a room for a better solution. There is a room for a better reasoning, And then I understand, I understand what you mean. I understand your point, So there's a difference between idea and then understanding, Sometimes idea could be something that you need to do, and then understanding is something that you've probably said. So take note. Okay, idea, no, I see it, that idea is okay. Maybe you're giving out, you're trying to say something about a solution, how to get along, how to figure out something, probably like action-wise, and you're like, okay, the idea is good, but if you're saying something, you're trying to present something, so I understand. I get it, I get what you're trying to say, but I feel like there's something much more better. I feel like if you go this way, I feel like if you presented it this way, it would be better, especially if you're trying to do some kind of a presentation and you're trying to woo someone, you're trying to gain someone, you're trying to have someone on your side. I understand what you're saying, but no, I feel that we should wait a little bit. I feel the time is not right. I feel that we need to mold it better. I feel that we should just wait. I feel that we should just tarry for a while. That is, I understand, but. And then you have to an extent. To what extent? Most oftentimes when you have, especially when you have to write, they'll tell you, for example, the Senegalese government handled the COVID system good. What do you think? Well, or the Senegalese or the Senegal community has accepted, have embraced easily technology, the advance or the intrude of technology. What do you think? And so if someone makes a kind of statement, I mean, you have the right to say, well, to an extent, I agree. To an extent, I agree. To an extent, I agree. But, so it means that some way you're meeting that statement halfway. Okay, to an extent. So these are some of the terms, like, see, I got like 5. But you can do more research if you found, because sometimes people might have more. But these are actually the 5 that I got as far as being partially in agreement with either someone or something being said or an action. You can actually use either or as far as you're concerned, and try not to oftentimes use the same thing. I like my students to mix up a little, to spice up a little. Do not do repetition all the time, because repetition leads to tautology. So don't repeat all the time. Change it. Look for other words in here. I'm giving you a whole tray, a whole plethora of words. So mix and match them, but per the situation. Actually, make sure the situation is a right situation. Like I'm giving you examples of it. Idea, that I understand that thought, used rightly. And so we come now to the disagreement.